One thing you will notice about this channel is that I'm extremely dedicated and I will upload every day as much as I can. I'm trying to upload every day because if I don't upload every day, you literally won't see a video for like a month if I don't continuously upload. So disclaimer, if you're getting annoyed with my uploads and you're sick of me posting every day, and yeah, I'm fucking cold, don't judge me. So this video is we're going to talk about feminism. Look, I have no problem with women. I do not hate women. I do not have any issue with feminine energy. In fact, I wish I had more of it in my life. And I do respect women. That being said, I don't like feminism, at least in its modern form, because I feel like it's very backwards now. Feminism had a point. I do believe men have been assholes for a long time. But those were weak men. Weak men kind of have been a thing for a while. I think the whole narrative where it's like weak men are a new thing. It's like, no, there was weak men in the 50s. There was weak men ever since World War II, really. I think men are becoming, like, the testosterone has been dropping and all of this shit has been happening for a lot longer time. Like, since the 60s, there has been a continuously a push towards non-masculinity, a push for more pro-feminine values, because complacency ever since World War II. If you think about it, World War II was kind of not World War II. I mean, there's a couple wars, like we've had a few times, but the what is going on in the West, at least, like this applies mostly to the West, because a lot of this feminism stuff exists mostly in the West. Now, it's not, I don't know if it's ever, I don't know what the attitudes towards it are in a lot of other places, but I do know that it's existing. It's starting to grow in places where it wasn't. And this is not a good thing. Feminism today is an absolute joke to me. It's just annoying. I mean, honestly, I can't even discuss it with my family in a healthy way because I'm not allowed to disagree with these stupid things that I'm being told I have to do as a man. Like, I'm expected to learn how to cook. I hate cooking. I have to be honest with you. I can cook. It's not like I can't cook. Like, I know how to make food that I like. But do I want to cook? No. I'm going to be honest with you. No. I do not like it, and I don't want to do it. And the reason, and if I have a wife, yes, I want a wife that can fucking cook. And no, I don't think I don't think of her as a slave or anything. Like, I appreciate it. I, of course, respect it. I want a woman that can cook and clean and take care of the children. Like, I don't understand why that is, like, such a bad thing. That's an insane thing to me. The fact that it's, like, wanting to have a normal family. Like, wanting to have a family where, because my parents were normal. I mean, even though obviously my mom had some feminism crap in her because she was pretty mean to my dad at some points in my life. Like, she was kind of flat out verbally abusive. Like, I know that, like, it's not a politically correct thing to talk about, but women can be abusive too. And my dad experienced actual domestic abuse, like verbal abuse from my mother. I love my mother, and I hope she doesn't see this video. But she did some things that was really evil growing up, and she was abusive towards my father, who was always very loving. He never was abusive. He never hurt her. He was always, in my opinion, a little bit simpish. I love my dad. Like I said, I love my dad. But the roles were, like, reversed, I realized. My mother took this masculine frame and basically verbally beat my dad. And then it was the opposite relationship, which is the typical thing. Usually it's the father that's kind of mean. And now, I don't agree with any of this. I don't agree with toxicity at all. And I completely don't agree with the whole typical wife beater thing, stereotypical thing that's kind of led, in my opinion, the wife beating and the gender roles of the past, like the way that they were in the 50s and the 60s and like the older roles. Like, there was a reason that feminism came around and kind of brought women's rights, because it wasn't that I think women were really had a problem with their roles. That's the Marxist narrative. That's but the Marxists and the feminists and the leftists took this narrative, took the resentment that they faced based off of terrible husbands they had. They had abusive husbands, let's be real. There was toxic men that were weak. These were weak. These were wife beaters. They drank a lot. They were weak men. I just want people to understand that there is a difference. There's a difference between a weak man who cannot control his emotions, who is abusive. But, you know, the reality is, guys, like, that is not how most men are. Most men are, I don't think that every man was like that. But there was a time where you had traditional gender roles and it was fine. You know what I mean? There was still plenty of households where those roles were fine. And the culture now, with all the weird gender stuff, you know, you can't say it, but here's one thing that I'm just disproves the whole feminism narrative that women are equal and all that. Women are not equal. I know that's going to offend you. If you're watching me and you're a feminist and you're on the leftist side, but they are not. We are not equal. We are different. Women are better at certain things than men. Women are better at cooking. That is something women are way better at. I will be honest with you. And that's fine. I'm perfectly okay with women being better at cooking. In fact, that's great. Yeah, and they're better at taking care of children than men. Men are definitely not going to be as nurturing. But the role is still important that men play. Men still have a role to play when enrolled the children, but there is no, well, we're going to just expect. The problem with the whole feminism and like the thing that's going on in the West is that you have women expecting men to do two jobs now. We got to be the mother and the father now. It's like we got to do all these things and pay the bills and do all this stuff. And like it's not an equal relationship anymore. Now it's like the tables have turned. Now the men are the slaves. Now the men are the ones being kind of treated where, in my opinion, that the roles that I'm expected to play, like my sister, I love her. If you're watching this, I love you. But I disagree with you heavily. And I know that you're not going to watch this video anyway. Perfectly fine. You don't have to. I'm not expecting you to agree with me. But one thing is, I would never tell you this. I would never walk out on you if you disagree with me. I listened. The fact is, the problem is look, my family shoves these stupid feminist opinions in my face all the time. I have to listen to them all the time. I have to listen. I don't like conservatives. I don't like it. I don't like any opposing a point of view. But as soon as I disagree and I say I just don't want to cook, that makes me sexist. That's insane. That is insane. You don't understand that. That is ridiculous. That is the most bullshit double standard. I don't want to cook, so I don't want to be a woman. Okay, I don't want to fucking like pretend like have to cook. I don't like that. That is a standard, even like that's even in the discussion. Oh, that'll make you more attractive if you can cook some shit for some woman. I don't want to be Ramsay. I don't have an interest in fucking cooking. I fucking hate cooking. Most men don't. We pretend. Like my sister's boyfriend, oh, he cooks, but he doesn't really like it, but he pretends that he's okay with it. It's like, well, then he's lying to you, and then we have to, so now we're lying to each other. Now we're like pretending to be what we're not so we can please our partner.